Welcome to Cheaters Theater. Over 95% of you watch without subscribing. Please like the video, subscribe, and turn on the bell. And tell us, where are you watching from? We'd love to know. Let's begin. I stood hidden in the shadows watching them, stunned. No, it was far worse than that. I was utterly destroyed. My wife of 24 years was on her knees in front of our living room couch, clearly being intimate with another man. And who was he? Her boss from Dalton Travel Agency. I never saw it coming. I had come home for lunch, hoping to surprise her. Laura always came home at noon since she only worked mornings. It is a cliché, really the classic story of the unsuspecting spouse walking in on their partner's betrayal. Well, that was about to be me, and I knew it. Oh, I should probably introduce myself. I am Kevin Morris, 42, a financial planner at a local bank. My wife, Laura Morris, 41. We are what you would call an average couple, financially stable, and, up until now, I thought we got along pretty well in all aspects, including the bedroom. As for me, I am 5'9". My once thick brown hair has thinned over the years, but I stay in decent shape. Laura, she is still beautiful, especially for her age. Or at least I thought so. Apparently her boss, Eric Dalton, agrees 6'4", around 240 pounds, and full of arrogance. What I was witnessing felt unreal. He lifted her up and positioned her on the couch. She was clearly ready for him. I snapped another picture. These cell phones, they really do more than just make calls. The irony was not lost on me. The photos I took would serve as undeniable proof. Laura's family had a long history of infidelity, parents, grandparents, the whole lot. When we got married, she made me sign a prenup. If either of us cheated, the other would get everything. She was not willing to risk repeating her family's past mistakes. It was always the men who cheated and the women who suffered. Well, she had certainly flipped the script, and I had the evidence to prove it. For the record, I had never even considered cheating. I thought I was the good guy, but apparently that counts for nothing when it comes to matters of the heart. God, I was in so much pain, but not so much that I could not think clearly. My marriage was likely over. Our two kids, Haley and Jacob, were away at college about 120 miles from here. They would be upset, no doubt, but life goes on. I would have to break the news to them soon. I slipped out of the house unnoticed. I had to think carefully about my next move. The thought crossed my mind to confront them, but Eric could easily overpower me. He was massive. More than that, I was terrified of hearing Laura say she did not love me anymore. Suspecting it was one thing. Hearing it would destroy me. My marriage might be over, but I still loved her. I still needed her. I just did not know what to do next. After leaving them to their illicit lunch, I handled some business back at work. I downloaded the photos onto my computer. I did some digging too. Turns out Eric had accounts at our bank. I thought he did, but I was not sure until I checked. While I could not touch his accounts legally, I had a hunch that someone who would betray a man in his own home probably had other skeletons in his closet. Maybe he was cheating on his taxes or scamming his business partners. He had already wronged his own family after all. I would find out soon enough. I was determined to take Eric Dalton down, and I had a feeling I could do it. And then there was Laura. I knew I would get everything in the divorce, but I was going to make sure of it. I secured our safe deposit box, where we kept one of the original copies of the prenup. Our lawyer, Brian Feldman, had the other. I also took care of some banking matters, transferring funds, canceling cards. I was not going to let them profit from this, and I certainly was not going to go down quietly. They would have a storm to deal with soon. After work, I headed to Harbor Tap, my go-to bar. Sitting there, I made a decision. I was going to try to save my marriage. I needed to know if Laura still loved me, or if this was just a one-time thing. Deep down, I knew it probably was not, but I had to hear it from her. 24 years together deserved at least that. I waved goodbye to Frank, the bartender, tossed a tin on the counter, and left, ready to face whatever came next. I parked in the garage. I could smell the stew she was making even in there. "Hi, honey," she said. "How was your day?" She seemed almost happy to see me. A little rugged, but okay, I guess. "Smells good," I said. She seemed pleased at my words. I guess if she was going to give herself away to another man, she wanted to make sure I was happy in other respects. Well, the game was not over yet. The next hours would tell the tale. But all of that could wait until I had had dinner. I did love her beef stew. Dinner was normal. We talked about our day. We made plans to go to Jen and Rob's anniversary party the following weekend. They were having it at Harbor Tap. Always a good idea, I thought. We watched a little TV. Well, She watched TV, I watched her. She was so calm and collected. Had it been me cheating on her, I would have been a nervous wreck, feeling guilty as hell. But her? Nothing. Not even a sidelong glance. Could I have been dreaming? Well, maybe. But the pictures were no dream, and I had them. I even had a set of poor quality printed ones with me. I hoped I would not need them, but one never knew. We headed upstairs to bed. The moment of truth, I thought. I smiled at her. She looked at me funny, her first slip. Maybe. Well, maybe I am feeling frisky, I said. And you are looking awfully good tonight. She smiled at me, but it seemed forced. But that might just have been my imagination. Well, I should hope so, she said finally. This hairdo cost me plenty. She smiled again. We were soon undressed and in bed. I was a little more attentive than usual. I kissed her lightly, then more earnestly. I ran my hands over her body, trying to take my time. I moved lower, trying to please her, and made what I thought was agreeable love to her. She lay languidly as I did my best. Soon, we were moving fast. She lay mostly impassive, but smiled up at me periodically. In a word, she was bored. And in another word, I now knew her love for me was dead or dying. My love for her was also dying. Rather than carry on with it, I got up. Where are you going? She said, confused. I will be back in a moment, I said. Then I will let you be. Huh, she said. Let me be? You just were with me. No, I made love to you, I said. Well, at least I tried. But I will be back in a second. Just relax. She looked more than a little nervous. I was about to clear up any and all reason for her to be concerned. Still naked, I hustled downstairs, found my briefcase, retrieved the photos, and headed back up. I placed the manila folder on the bedstand. I went into the shower. I was soaked up pretty good when I heard the scream. Then nothing. I rinsed off and dried myself. I went back in to face the storm. I had only been gone minutes, but she looked terrible. Her face was streaked, and she had on her old robe. It was a tattered thing, but comfortable. She had always maintained that. Kevin, please, you have got to listen to me. You have got to, she said. Now she was begging. Oh, really? What do I need to hear, Laura? I am all yours. One thing I've got to ask, though. In my house. That really hurt, you know? I said. Kevin, it is not what you think, she continued to plead. Well, I am sure glad of that, Laura. Because if it was him being intimate with you like I originally thought, we are done, you and I said. So was it? Was what? She said. Was it him being with you? I said. Kevin, no. I mean, yes, but I mean, it is not what you think. I do not love him. I love you. You, only you. Didn't I just get done proving that to you? She said. The hope in her voice was palpable. She was praying it was enough. You mean when I made love to you just now? I said. Yes, exactly that, she said. It was wonderful, right? Hell no, it was not, I said. I was hoping that I was wrong, Laura. That you would at least love me too. That you would show me at least as much passion as you showed that jerk today. Maybe then we might have worked something out. I mean, 24 years, Jesus. I know couples sometimes kind of get bored with each other after that much time. But you could not get even a little interested in me tonight. It was obvious. Hell, I almost could not even stay focused enough to be with you. It was such a turn-off, I mean your bored attitude. But you were pretty, so at least I was able to get one last time in before the end, I said. Kevin, you are wrong. I loved what you did to me. I know I was relaxed because you relaxed me with your hands, she said, getting desperate. What about with my tool? I said. What about that? Tell me, is he bigger than me? I would really like to know. Kevin, what kind of question is that? Size does not matter that much to a woman. You are plenty for me, you know that, she said. Still did not answer me. Laura, I really want to know. I have a right to know, do I not? I mean, if you are going to go out and be with another man, should I not at least be able to know if I have a chance to compete with him? I said. Kevin, that is crazy, she said. Still have not answered me. Laura, I am losing my patience, I said. Okay. Yes, he is a little bigger. But that is it, and it means nothing. I love you, not him, she said. Thank you for answering me. And since you are in such a talkative mood, answer me this. Why? I said. I leaned back against the dresser. I still had the towel wrapped around me. Kevin, I cannot, she said. Yes, you can. This will be your only chance. Toss it, and what little hope there is for us dies with your refusal, I said. She nodded, resigned to do as I asked. You said it yourself, Kevin. You are boring in bed, she said. I was afraid to tell you that. I know the male ego well enough by now. He came on to me in a weak moment. The first time was about a year and a half ago. So how often? I said. For other times, she said. Where? I said. All of the other times were in his office. He pulled the blinds closed and was with me over his desk. There. That is it, she said softly. Kevin, I am so sorry. I just needed something you were not giving me. I was not giving you. I said. She did not say anything. She just looked at the floor, her hands folded in her lap. In that instant, I was pretty sure I had been the one to blow it in some way. I did not realize that she had felt that way. I had not realized that I had let my woman down. In a way, I had driven her to look elsewhere. It did not excuse her. She should have talked to me, yelled at me, kicked my butt out. But she did not. She went to another man in our house instead. So what to do now? I had been going to kick her out right then, but I saw a sliver of hope for us. She had not lied to me. I felt sure of that. Could I forgive her? Could I trust her again? I began to pace the floor. I need time to think. Laura, you move into Jacob's or Haley's room tonight. We will talk again in the morning. And Laura? Yes. I could actually feel the hope in her voice. This is not over. And Mr. Dalton is not home free, no matter what. You understand that? I said. Oh, and one more thing. You are done working there. You do get that? She looked disconcerted when I said that. She seemed about to say something, but she just nodded and rose to go into one of the children's rooms. I figured it might be Haley's room she would choose, because it had its own bathroom. Jacob had always had to use the one downstairs. The morning would bring a whole new set of challenges. I would be able to think of something by then. I already had a few ideas. She was up before me, and the coffee was made. It was a work day, but I was going to call in. We had things to do and a long day of decision-making to get through. She sat across from me, stirring the whitener into her coffee. So what now, Kevin? She said. She could see I had a pad in front of me with some writing on it. She could not read it. Of course nobody could. My scrawl was indecipherable to all but trained surgeons. First thing is we drink our coffee, have a couple of warm rolls, and then we call our respective workplaces, I said. You are still going to make me quit? She said, looking up from her stirring. Is that a serious question? I said. No, I guess not, she said. I just like the work. Why? You still want to work there with your little office buddy? Tell me now, and we will go to plan B. I mean right now. I said. No. I just like the work. He and I will never speak again, no matter what, she said. I did not say anything. I could not believe that she had actually asked me if she really had to quit there. There were other travel agencies. Why was she so in love with the place? Kevin, are you going to divorce me? Please do not keep me in suspense. I messed up royally, but I want to stay married to you if you will let me, she said. No. I have decided that we need to try to get by it. But it will be on my terms, and some of the terms will not be pleasant. I will not stand for being a cuck. I love you, but I do not love you that much. No man would, I said. Okay, she said. The hope had now become something else, maybe gratitude. Our conversation was but half over before the phone rang. I got up to get it. It was Lover Boy. It is for you, I said. I got only her side of the conversation. Hello? Oh, no, I know it is late. No, something has come up. I will be in later. No, maybe an hour, maybe two. Okay, bye. She hung up. Why did you not tell him? I said. I have to go in one last time, Kevin. I have to get my stuff. I even have my laptop there. I intend to tell him then. Is that okay? She said. I was fuming, but her computer was a couple $1,000s worth, so I guess I had to say okay. Okay, but you may be gone for no more than an hour. If you are, the doors will be locked when you return. Am I clear? I said. I had a plan. This could work out for me, her going in one last time. Thank you, she said. I will be back within an hour, I promise. Anyway, I guess I ought to go up and get cleaned up and dressed. I nodded, and she headed upstairs. My little micro recorder was going to be in her purse. It could record for as many as about 48 hours. What she said to him would be on it, unless by some accident she discovered it. Her purse had numerous pockets and sub-pockets. Women. I found a little sub-pocket that I was sure she would not be looking into well, I hoped, and stashed the recorder in it. She was down the stairs, dressed casually, not in her usual formal workwear, and out the door. We did not kiss. Well, she would not be gone long. Her trip took an hour and 16 minutes. I decided to be lenient. I knew they had not had time to be physically involved, but they had had time to talk. That was one conversation that I wanted to hear. You are late, but not by much. You okay? I said when she came in. Yes, I am fine. I just feel funny, quitting like that. It was embarrassing, she said. Home. Well, I felt kind of funny watching him with you in our living room yesterday. So maybe we are a little more even now, I said. She looked sad. I had a bad feeling, but I was not sure why. I was able to get my recorder out of her purse when she adjourned to the bathroom a little bit after she got home, but I was not going to be able to listen to it until later, when I knew she would probably go shopping at the supermarket. She left to do her shopping at 2 p.m. Her car was moving slowly down our street as I pulled the little device from my jeans pocket, rewound the recording, and punched play. Sounds of the street and traffic. I heard her talking to herself as she drove. She clearly was upset with herself and probably with me. The next minutes were essentially silent until I heard her open her car door and get out. Hello, Margaret. Mr. Dalton in? She said. Sure, go on in, Laura. You know the way. Sounds of doors opening and closing. What is going on, Laura? Why did you sound so funny on the phone? Said the jerk. Kevin knows. He saw us yesterday, and he has pictures, said Laura. He is making me quit working here as of now. I am here to get my stuff, and then I have to get right back. Right back. I am on the clock. Oh my God, he said. What is he going to do? Are you and I finished, Laura? I love you. I know you love me. What can we do? He said. Does this answer your question? I heard her say. Huh? What are you doing? He said. Getting undressed. But you have to be quick and then help me pack so I can get back in time, she said. I listened a little longer to the banter and the sounds of them together. I knew what I had to do. I pulled a couple of suitcases out of the closet and started throwing her stuff into them. I called a locksmith who was able to do a rush job. He was a guy the bank used. He needed my support. I had her packed though badly, and the locks changed in the 4 hours she was gone. It occurred to me that she could have met him while shopping, but I doubted that. The locksmith was just driving away when her car pulled in. She started to get out, but I held up my hands to stop her. I picked up the suitcases on the porch beside me and brought them to her. Her eyes got big. What? Shut up and get out, I said. You better go back to work. You are going to be needing your job. Kevin, I thought not after what you did with him in his office today, I said. We are finished. You are his little afternoon friend or whatever, and you and I are done. Say hello to Big for me, okay? I was all but snarling at her. Oh my God. How? You could not. She was flustered, confused, frightened. I was there, I lied. Well, actually, I sort of was there. She looked at me as though what I said made no sense, and of course it did not make any real sense. But I loved the fact that she was totally out of the loop. Kevin, if you really are kicking me out, I do need to get my stuff, she tried. Make a list. And while you are at it, it might be useful for you to remember the prenup you made me sign, I said. Call me tomorrow or the next day, and I will let you get whatever else you are entitled to. I turned and walked in. She was still standing by her car, shocked and flustered. I watched from an upstairs window. She put her bags in the car, and, just before getting back in, she flipped me the bird. She had to know I was watching her. I flipped it back at her, but she did not see me do it. The kids were seated around the dinette table, having been summoned home by me. Yes, Dad, she did call us. She said you kicked her out, but that you had reason, said Haley. Haley was our firstborn. She was 20. Jacob, her brother, was 18. Reason, I said. I had reason. I called you guys here to let you know that your mother and I have irreconcilable differences. For obvious reasons, I would rather not get into them with you. But I will say this, your mom has a boyfriend. She likes him better than me. And as far as you two are concerned, that is pretty much the long and the short of it, I said. Dad, Mom would never do that to you, said Jacob. She loves you. She told us so today, both of us, right, Hale? Yeah, Dad, she did. She did not say anything about a boyfriend. Then? I said, no, Dad. She said you were really mad about something, but she would not tell us what. She said you would have to do that, said Haley. Typical, I muttered. Leave the dirty work up to me. Kids, I just did tell you. She has a boyfriend. She is well with him now. We have to leave it at that, okay? I said. I had not intended to put it out there for them. I only wanted them to have a heads up about the impending divorce. But now I had to lay some of the facts out on the table. Dad, Haley said, she told you she loved you, but you just would not accept that. She did not say anything about another man. She said she hoped you would do the right thing and not make things worse than they already were, said Jacob. Dad, I know Mom loves you. I know she would never have. Well, with another man. We believe her, Dad. You got to take her back. Solve the problem you have with each other and take her back. I know you can work it out, Dad, he added. Did she give you a number to reach her? I said. Yes, said Jacob. She is staying with a friend from work for the next few days. Call it, I said. Jacob started to object. I raised my hand to stop him. Just call her and ask about Eric, I said. This was getting way too deep for me. I did not want to use the pictures, but I was not going to be the bad guy in this, no matter what. Take the phone in the other room and talk to her in private. I will wait till you are done, I said. Jacob took the phone into the other room and made the call. He was gone for some little time. He came back and had a smile on his face. Mom said to tell you hello, Dad. She had been crying. I talked to Mrs. Dalton too, and she said she hoped you would come to your senses, he said. It was surreal. She was gambling that I would be willing to overlook her double betrayal because of the kids and our 24 years. But the kids had not seen and heard what I had seen and heard. More than that, she was staying with him and his wife. The woman had nerves of steel. I had never played poker with her, but now I was glad I never had. She would have cleaned me out. Get her back on the line, I said. I want to talk to her. He dialed and handed me the phone. Mrs. Dalton, may I speak with my wife, please? Yes, it is me. Try in 30 minutes. No, the kids will not be there, not for this one. No, 30 minutes, and not 1 minute more. I hung up. You two stay here. Your mother and I are going to discuss a couple of things, I said. She was already at a table in the back. He was with her. Big mistake. What is he here for? I said. He has 4 seconds to get out, or I blow this whole thing up. Kevin, he is here to apologize, she started. Screw that. Get him out of my face before I take him down, I said. I knew he would probably flatten me if it came to that, but the truth would be known then, would it not? Or so I reasoned. He ignored my ridiculous threat. Mr. Morris, please give me a chance. Just 2 minutes, and then I will get my face out of here if you say so, said the jerk. I glared but raised my hand in a signal for him to continue. I still stood. Mr. Morris, your wife and I, well, we have not been, he began. Eric, let me, then you can have your say, said Laura. We have not been honest with you, Kevin. But I have not cheated on you, she said. I looked at her like she was crazy. I had pictures, and she had seen one of them. Yes, I know what you were thinking. But I was not cheating on you, not really, she said. Not really, I said. Now I was confused. Kevin, he has been with me for almost 18 years, not just the 5 times I admitted to, she said. I hoped beyond hope that the recorder in my coat pocket was getting all of this, because nobody would believe me if I told them. What I mean is that I have been your wife, your faithful wife, for all of that time. The only thing I have done was have extracurricular time with Eric to kind of fill in the gaps in my love life, she said. I never told him I loved him. I never denied you in bed. He never got more than you. Every time I was with him, I was with you the next day, sometimes the same day or night. Second selection for me? I said. You rotten. I was getting mad. No. God, no. I never gave you second selection. Never. I was always cleaned up and showered if we did it the same day as when Eric and I were together. God, no. Please believe me on that one. Whatever else you may think of me, she said. Why should I? I said. I turned to Mr. Dalton. Does your wife know? No. She has been ill for almost our whole married life. That is why. Well, that is why I came on to your wife, to fulfill a need I had, he said. And please, Mr. Morris, no matter what you decide to do not tell Monica. It would crush her. Do what you want with me, but do not tell her. Kevin, I have a proposal I hope you will consider, Laura said. I stared at her, my eyes signaling her to continue. This was all crazy, but no one could have claimed it was not interesting. And I was recording it. First and foremost, I want us to remain married, she paused. Second, and I know at first blush this is going to sound strange, I want you to consider Eric here your brother husband. Huh? What? I do not understand, I said. And I did not. Well, it is simple really. Eric and Monica will remain married, and he will remain her dutiful husband as long as she lives. You and I will be as before. But Eric will be kind of a second husband to me. I mean, since you know everything already, he will be like a brother to you, a brother husband. Unofficial, of course, but for us, the real thing, she said. I stared. I had no words. I could not breathe all that well. I took a shallow breath, and I must have flushed or taken on an indeterminate expression. Sounds good, huh? She said. You are crazy. Both of you. We are done here. Please go straight to hell, I said. Kevin, what are you talking about? I thought I made myself clear. I mean, shut up. I will not be your cuck and certainly not his. I will not accept getting the occasional mercy love just to placate me. Frankly, I deserve better than that. I deserve a wife. A real wife, I said. I stormed out, leaving the two of them to talk it over. I pulled into the garage. The kids met me at the kitchen door. Well, said Haley, I am divorcing her. She met me there with her boyfriend. She told me I had to accept him, but that she would let me have a mercy night every now and then. I said, okay. I stretched the truth a little, but it was how I felt. Ask her if you do not believe me. Jacob was already out of the room and pulling his cell phone to call her. I burst out crying. I could not help it. Haley came to me. Dad, she said, putting her arms around me. Do not worry. It will work out all right. Jacob and I are here for you. Hell of a thing, a man having to lean on his baby to get comfort in a bad time like this, I thought. It should have been my wife, not my kid. I was dying inside. Jacob returned. He looked at me sympathetically. She is with someone, he said. He actually answered her phone. I do not know what to say, Dad. I am sure Haley told you we are here to support you. We do want to have Mom too, but things do not look too good at the moment, I have to admit. Thanks, Jacob. That helps, I said as I wiped my eyes. We talked for some time about what I was going to do. I told them to expect a divorce, and that it would be very soon. There was no way I was going to be her willing cuck. I approached Brian the day after the meeting with Laura and the jerk. I told him to expedite it. He said he would. Are you really going to crucify her financially, Kevin? Said Brian. Absolutely. She is the one who insisted on the damn prenup. And she is the one who betrayed me with her boss, then dared me to like it or lump it. Well, I am lumping it. I want it done fast, public, and loud. I said, okay. You are within your rights. I will have her essentially destitute by the end of the week. You know what to do at your end, he said. Yes, I do. And I am going to enjoy the hell out of it just like she did telling me the things she told me. I said. I called into work and took the rest of the week off. I had to get things handled by the week's end. I wanted out of my sham of a marriage, and I wanted it sooner rather than later. She was served at her workplace 2 days later. She called me. So it is over. 24 years down the tubes, she said. You should know. You ended it, I said. How many other husbands do you think would have taken your offer of occasional mercy nights seriously? I do not think too many. You are good-looking, but not that good-looking. Kevin, what is this stuff about mercy nights? I love you. We would have made love just like always, maybe even more than before. God knows I feel I have a lot to make up for. Hurting you like I did, she said. Exactly. You would have done more because you felt you had to, so that I would not feel left out. Not because you wanted to, I said. That is the definition of mercy loving. You do know that? No, it is not. I would not be doing it to make you feel better. Well, in a way I would, but mainly I would be doing it to make sure you knew I loved you, and only you. Look, cannot we try to put this behind us? I will do anything to make this right. I am already looking for a job elsewhere. I have to stay here until I get one, but I will be out of here as soon as I can. Does that not say something about where I am at? She said. Too little, too late, Laura. You blew it by being with him when you wanted something more. When you want to get your stuff at the house, let Brian know. I do not trust you anymore. You are a liar and a cheat. I have to go. Goodbye, I said. I hung up. The divorce was final 7 months later. My life post-divorce was quiet and boring and lonely. The kids understood. Or so I thought. But they clearly thought that I had been too hard on their mother because I had cut her off without a dime. I knew also that they had taken to contributing to her financial well-being at first using some of the college money I had sent them. But soon the woman was able to make it on her own. She had gotten a job at a different firm. The thing that really pissed me off, though, was the fact that she had kept up her liaison with the jerk. It was almost Christmas, almost exactly a year and 3 months after the divorce, that things really came to a head. I had avoided seeing or even hearing anything about my ex for the entire time since the divorce. The kids were under strict orders to tell her nothing about me, nor did I want to hear anything whatsoever about her. They went along well, until the Christmas just alluded to, that is. Dad, said Haley softly, I am graduating next month. Just 31 more days, and then Charlie and I are getting married. My eyes popped open, and the smile on my face seemed to please my daughter. I knew about the grad date, of course had been planning on it. I was a little nervous about probably seeing my ex there, but it was one of those cannot help it things that divorced people just had to do, I supposed. Honey, that is great. When is the event? I asked. The week after I grad, Daddy, she said. Mom is going to be there too. I mean at the wedding. Is that okay? I mean, I know you do not want to see her, but this is kind of a special day. Is that okay? Yes. And I expect she will be at the grad ceremony too, I said. I had to laugh. Of course I will not have a problem with that. Tell her that. Tell her I will not even mind if she shows up with the jerk. Daddy, he is not that bad. I mean, I wish you would not keep calling him that. It is water under the bridge, okay? She said. Okay. I can put up with him for one day. I promise to behave, I said. She relaxed a little, but then she started to fidget. Honey, I said. Dad, I have a big favor to ask of you, said Haley. I narrowed my eyes. This did not sound good. Okay, I said. Dad, Mom feels left out of my life. Jacob and I spend a lot of time with you and hardly any at least in comparison with her, said Haley. Really? I said. Yes. And, well, she asked if maybe it would be all right with you if Mr. Dalton walked me down the aisle, she said. She paused to see how her announcement was received. The shock was so sudden and so thunderously hurtful that I could not really talk. I kind of choked out my words. She is asking if the man who helped take her away from me gets to do my job? I said, well, not really, Dad. He will never take your place in my heart. Never. It is just that Mom feels so left out, so much less since you divorced her. I said I would ask you. You know you got everything in the divorce. She did not get anything. She just wants some little thing to kind of make her feel a little more like she is, well, our mom. Jacob thinks it is maybe a nice thing for us, you to do too, said Haley. I have to go. I have to do some things I forgot. I have to do some things, I stuttered. The divorce was bad, but this was the worst thing that had ever happened to me. Daddy, please dash. I stood and walked out, and then walked fast, and then ran. She was saying something, yelling something, but I was literally running from her. In her high heels, she was not catching me. Not hardly. My stomach was imploding in on itself. I felt faint. In that moment, I knew my ex-wife had won. I could not share my daughter in any way, shape, or form with that man, no more than I could share my wife. In that same moment, I knew what I would do. Before the day was out, I would be setting the wheels in motion to remove myself from my family forever. Hell of a thing. I drove directly to Brian Feldman's office. He greeted me. We sat down. After signing all of the necessary papers, I called Alan Pierce, my boss at the bank. Alan was upset that I was quitting, but after I told him the deal, he understood. I told him I was coming to his house right then. I had keys to turn in and some computer access codes he would need. Brian had my power of attorney to sell the house. All of the proceeds were to go to the kids. I also left a letter with him for them explaining my wishes, but I put no limitations on their use of the money. I just told them to finish college no matter what, and told them I hoped they had good lives. Jacob, come here, called Haley. The lawyer was seated at the dinette in Laura's apartment. In front of him was a manila envelope. Kids, I am here representing your dad. He asked me to give you these, said Brian. He pulled out a letter and some other paperwork that looked like receipts. You can look at them at your leisure, but I need to tell you a few things first. What is this all about, Mr. Feldman? Said Jacob, looking about as worried as he actually was. Your father has left town for good. He told me to tell you he loves you both, and he will not stand in your way or cause you any more heartache than he feels he has already caused you, Brian said. He looked at Haley. Haley, I have known you and your family all of your life. Your dad just could not bring himself to upset your wedding. He could also not bring himself to share you with the man who had cucked him and taken away his wife. So he opted to just take himself out of the picture. He wishes you well and prays your marriage will be wonderful and lifelong, unlike his own, he said. What the hell, screamed Haley. He is gone? Without a word? Gone. Mr. Feldman, you have to help us find him. This is all wrong. We just thought that. I mean, Mom thought Jacob, said Jacob, finishing for her. He is gone. He is gone. I have no knowledge as to his destination, said Brian. The house, there must be a clue in the house, said Haley. The house is cleaned out. Everything is gone but the furniture. He left instructions with me to give all of that to your mother. I am expediting the sale myself. The proceeds are to be divided between you. It is all in the letter. He gave you everything. No restrictions. The sobbing began in earnest. Even Jacob, the he-man, could not help himself. The lawyer let himself out. Laura sat across from her children. Her look was drawn and distant. I am so sorry, Hale. I did not think your dad would do something like this. I was just hoping that the bitterness he felt for me and Eric might meld a little if we could be maybe a little more like a family again. I guess I messed up. Well, hell, it would not be the first time, would it? Said Laura. Mom, Dad has never gotten over the breakup. He thought he had to do with the divorce, and he is bitter. It was not just you finding someone new. He had some crazy notion that you were trying to make him happy to be cucked by you, and that you actually wanted him to share you with Eric. Yes, I know it sounds crazy, but he believed it. I do not know his thinking was all crazy and mixed up. I should have seen this coming. I am a psych major, for crying out loud, said Jacob. Laura began to cry. The children tried to comfort her. Mom, about the wedding you are right, Hale. Eric will not walk you down the aisle. If your dad ever returns, or if we can find him, we will not have to explain how he was replaced in his duty. Jacob, you will have to walk your sister down the aisle. Okay, said Laura. Sure, Mom. I will be honored. I mean, if it is okay with you, sis, he said. She nodded her assent. This was to be the happiest day of my life. Now, said Haley. Honey, I know your dad. He would not want you to change anything. He would want you to be happy, said Laura. The year since the wedding had been one of rebuilding for me rebuilding my life. I had made a few new friends in Mexico. I had all of the money I needed to make a life there, and I was content. I had gambled and gone south instead of to California, where I had originally considered going. Paloma was a small village on the Baja Peninsula below Ensenada, mostly mobile vacation homes for upper-middle-class Californians. Mine was a 4-bedroom place with all the necessaries. I planned to be a year-round resident. I needed the 4 bedrooms. One was my office, where I did some online tutoring of high school students. It was just part-time, but it kept me busy. I did not want to totally retire. 1, I was too young, and 2, as far as I was concerned, retiring was waiting to die. That was not for me. Hell, I was not even 45 years old yet. I was sitting on my newly built raised veranda watching the sunset with Juan Diego, my carpenter friend. You did a good job. I love this porch, I said. My pleasure, senor, he said. He knew my name, and I had asked him 50 times to use it, but I was always going to be senor to Juan Diego Santana del Robles. I raised my drink to him, and we tapped bottles. Senor, have you heard from Tus Familia? He said. No, Senor Robles, I said, throwing his formalism back at him and smiling while I did it. And I probably never will again. That is not so good, senor, he said. A man needs his familia? They need their father. It is not so good, no. Well, you are right about that, mi amigo. You are right about that. But it cannot be helped. Tu esposa, he said. No, she dumped me for a bigger guy, I said. He laughed. I felt good talking with Juan. He was totally ingenuous. El Adivino de Paloma. The seer of Paloma, I called him. His advice was always sensible. He liked me calling him that. It was almost noon, and the sun had broken through the morning mist and was warming us. A car pulled up on the road below, and I saw someone get out and look toward us. Whoever it was shaded his eyes with his hand to see whatever it was he was trying to see. He got back in and drove toward us. To my surprise, he stopped in front of us and got out. He donned a broad-brimmed hat, no doubt gotten at some tourista trap along the road, and it was pulled down over his face and nearly obscured it. He looked up. My surprise was now total. Brian? Brian Feldman, what are you doing here? I said. News, my man, and you have to listen to me, he said. Oh, and get me one of those. It was a long drive. I dug into the styro cooler behind my deck chair and popped one for him. Come on up, I said. My curiosity was momentarily forgotten in my satisfaction at seeing my friend. I suddenly remembered myself. Oh, Brian, this is my good friend Juan Diego Santana del Robles, I said. They shook, and we all Saturday so? I said, after we had settled in and had a couple of sips. Your daughter, Kevin, has given birth to twins, a boy and a girl. She has suspected all along that I knew how to get hold of you, and she came to me. She gave me this letter to give to you, he said, handing it to me. She would not take no for an answer, Kevin. I was at a conference in San Diego until yesterday and decided it was time to come down and see your digs. He looked around. Modest but nice, he said. I lost my composure and all facial expression. I could feel it all go. That is wonderful, I said without joy. I so wanted to see my grandchildren. How is Haley? She is good, and she is busy well, you can imagine. In case you were wondering, your ex is doing okay too. She and the man are seemingly still seeing each other. Yes, he is still married, but he does not seem to be worrying all that much about that. I know you hate the two of them, but I figured you would want to know anyway. I would, he said. Yeah, I guess. I cannot believe he is still stepping out on his wife like that and getting away with it. She must be dead in the head not to have figured it out by now. But hell, that is not my worry, is it? So you drove all the way down here to give me this letter, or is there more to it? I said, you are very perceptive, Kevin. Haley wants you to come back. She wants to talk to you. She has had no mental peace since you left. She blames herself, he said. You and I have been friends for a long time, Kevin. I think you need to do it at least a visit. You need to reconnect. And do not tell me it is none of my business. I care about you, and it is my business. I looked at him fiercely. He was right. I do not know, Brian. The last time, I mean him walking her down the aisle dash, he did not. She would not let him. It was all your ex's idea in the first place. I have talked to them both, I mean Laura and her boyfriend. He was against it from the start, but your ex is persuasive and well, he said. Was he at the wedding? I said, yes, said Brian. He was nervous about it and kept his distance from the bride and groom, but he was there. Obviously, I was there too, he added. I nodded my understanding. Brian was trying to be as lawyer-like and dispassionate as he could be. You stay here tonight, I said. We will talk, and I will make up my mind by morning, okay? Sounds good. I did not want to drive all the way back to LAX at night anyway. Thanks, he said. The three of us toasted the last rays of the sun and called it a day. I made my plans to see my friend once soon, and Brian and I retired to the spacious mobile unit I called home these days. We talked for a couple of hours, and he filled me in more completely on what was happening back home. Then we hit the hay. In my room, I took up Haley's letter. Daddy, I am so sorry for upsetting you like I did. I guess I just did not realize how important walking me down the aisle was to you. Oh, never mind. I was stupid, okay? Mom is sorry too for suggesting it. Daddy, I need you to come back. I am begging you on my knees, really. Please come back, Dad. I need a kiss goodnight, oh my. I do not know what I mean. Just come back to us. For the record, Jacob walked me down the aisle. Your grandbabies are beautiful. I know you will love them, and they will need their grandpa too. Their names, so you will know, are Kevin and Kendra. Love, your Haley. That last part made up my mind for me. I had to see my namesakes. I had the seat next to Brian on the way back, first class. I stayed at Haley's place that first night back in town. In the morning, I would meet with Haley and Jacob, who was making the trip down from school to be with us. The knock on Brian's door came early, 6:30 a.m. I had barely gotten out of the shower, and Brian had not even gotten in yet. Haley, I said, probably too loudly. You are early. Daddy. She threw her arms around me and hugged me tighter than a short 115-pound girl should have been able to. Hi, Haley, said Brian. She rushed over to him and gave him a big hug too. Thank you, Mr. Feldman, for bringing my daddy back to us, she said. Jacob had come in a half-step behind his sister. Hi, Dad, he said. He was starting to tear up some man. I thought. Where are my grandbabies? I asked, trying not to appear too whatever. They are with Charlie, Daddy. We wanted to see you first and then take you there. Is that all right? Said Haley. Well, sure, I guess, I said. Let us all have some coffee or tea, I added. I had brewed it as soon as I had gotten up, and Brian already had his cup in his hand. Everybody to the kitchen, said Brian. We all trotted in and took seats. Haley got up and gave me another hug. She reseated herself. Dad, are you going to stay? She said. Haley, I have a place now, a new home. I am trying to rebuild my life. If I was here, well, your mother, I said. Dad, Mom and Mr. Dalton have nothing to do with you. They see us or more than him. They are her grands too. They are not together as much as they used to be, but they are still an occasional item as far as we know, said Jacob. I looked over at Brian. He nodded his agreement with the facts as presented. Dad, I have a message for you. Please do not get mad, said Haley. My face must have clouded. Never mind. It was not important anyway, she said. Well, with a lead-in like that I have to know. What is it, Haley? I promise not to get mad. I said. Dad, remember you promised. Mom wants to see you, talk to you. There. That is the message, she said. I told her I would deliver it and promise nothing. Laura Morris wants to talk to me? Kevin Morris, her cuck? You know how weird that sounds. I said. I fidgeted. Haley, I blew it once, and I do not want to do it again. What could she possibly have to say to me? That she is sorry she tried to put the man who was cucking me beside you on your wedding day? Tell her fine. She is forgiven. Anything else? Dad, I am sure that is part of it, but I think there might be more. If you do not want to talk to her, I will tell her. In fact, I will do it right now. I am not making the same mistake I did last time again, she said, pulling out her cell and speed dialing. Hello, Mom Dash. I grabbed the phone from her. Laura, it is me. Denny's on 3rd in 20 minutes. I hung up and handed my daughter, whose mouth was open a foot, her phone. Well, ladies and gentlemen, and those not covered by that definition, I am out of here. I will be back. Well, probably in about an hour, okay? I said. They all nodded. Brian walked me to the door. Kevin, be cool. Listen to her. If you are going to go, shut up and listen to her. She has been an idiot, that is a fact, but you were together for a lot of years, he said. Yeah, okay. I will listen. But that is it. I want her the hell out of my life, I said. I know, man. A broken heart is a broken heart. I have been there. I know the game, he said. The restaurant was still pretty packed with the breakfast crowd. I had not thought of that when I told her Denny's, nor had I waited for her answer. I had no real reason to believe she would even for sure be there, but I wanted it to be inconvenient for her. I was there before she was. She was 13 minutes late. I remembered the last time she had been 13 minutes late. I saw her come in and look around. She looked good, and she had her war paint on. Hello, butthead, she said, taking her seat. My mouth fell open. She had definitely outflanked me. Excuse me, I said. I was actually curious to hear her now. I mean, with a lead like that, one had to be curious. You heard me. Okay, I am a cheating idiot, but you are a moronic butthead, she said. She was not backing down. I was not sure this was the same woman I had been married to for more than 2 decades. I sure as hell did not recognize her. How dare you run out on your children like you did? What I did or tried to do was thoughtless and stupid. But you were cruel. I mean, to run out on your daughter's wedding? She said. I nodded. She had me there. Okay, you are right. I guess I was a butthead. But that is between me and my daughter. You have nothing to do with that? I said. Au contraire, mister. I had to sit with our daughter for weeks after what you pulled, trying to convince her that it was not her fault, that it was mine. I guess I finally succeeded, but that was no thanks to you. But that is not what I came to talk to you about. Well, I guess it was in part, she said. Well, and where are my manners? I said. How have you been, my cucking ex-wife, may I ask? There was something in her reaction to my words that I could not decipher. I never thought of you as my cuck, Kevin. You were always my man, my only man, no matter how it looks, she said. It looks bad, I said. I know, she said. Maybe it will help if I tell you he and I are done. His wife caught us. No, not doing anything, but together. She is divorcing him. Will you be marrying him? I said. No, we are done, she said. We try to make a go of it as a couple, sort of, but he was always married, and it did kind of cramp our style. I can imagine. You must feel just awful, I said, not trying to hide my sarcasm. The sarcasm is not necessary, Kevin. Really. Maybe from your point of view. You wrecked a perfectly good marriage and destroyed the heart of the man who loved you, Laura. I call that perfectly good reasons to be sarcastic about your break with jerk number 1. I said. Okay, whatever. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you, Kevin. I know you, and I will never be a couple again. I screwed that up royally, and I do blame myself for that. But I would like us to be able to get along for the sake of the family. Do you think that maybe you could see your way clear to cut me a little slack here? You got all of the money, and you were legally entitled to it. Should that not be enough revenge on me? And no, I am not complaining. I am doing okay now anyway. But we need to be able to be together with the family, I mean the children and our relatives and all of that. At least that is what I think. What do you say? She said. I think you could be a little bit kind to me in spite of my many failings. I am not the Wicked Witch of the West. Really. I looked at her and felt something. I do not know, maybe some of the old sentiments. Love? I do not know. Not trust, for sure. But even there, we were getting older. Did I want to hold a grudge just for the sake of holding one? No, Laura. The anger has died in me. I guess we could give your wish some soil here. But I do not ever want to hear that you are dissing me behind my back, I said. That would not be acceptable, not at all. You have my word of honor, Kevin. I would not do that to you. I promise, she said. She got up, came around the table, and gave me a hug. Thank you, butthead. I mean it, she said. I smirked. Okay. Do not get carried away, I said. Over the next several months, I moved back for part of the year to the old town. I liked the winters better south of the border, and I had a good man there to monitor my place in Paloma. It was at a company party for Laura that the first test of our new relationship, if that was how one might have characterized it, occurred. She had invited the family, Haley, Jacob, Charlie, and a few friends. She had gotten a promotion to product manager of the agency. Good old Eric was there. He had actually gone to work for the new place she was working at. He was with someone new, though. He did not interact with any of us, not even Laura. Or maybe especially not Laura. I arrived kind of late. She was sitting at a table with people I thought had to be her coworkers. The kids were over by the bar, being young. I headed for Laura's table. She looked up and smiled. Oh, butthead. Glad you could make it, she said, smiling. Back at you, a-hole, I retorted. The other guests looked around, wondering what was going on. It must have looked bad. Want to dance? I said. Yeah, I guess, she said. I could feel the relief as it swept around the table as I took her hand and led her out onto the dance floor. I held her close, but not too close, as we moved around the floor. I saw Jacob at one point, and he gave me the high sign. What is the matter, big boy? I have body odor or something. She said. Huh? No. I mean, what kind of an idiot question is that? I said. Then hold me close like you used to, for goodness sake, Kevin. I will not bite, she said. I did. And she did not bite. Well, maybe with a few more dances I might be able to start trusting her again. Who could say? It was only a dance. But with it, the bitterness between us died. That's the end of today's story. If you haven't yet, please like the video, subscribe, and turn on the bell. What are your thoughts? Share them in the comments. We read them all. And thanks for watching. You're always welcome here.